By the end of this video, you will know how to add graffiti or any texture to any surface, how to generate multiple UV maps for one object, and how to procedurally adjust the texture with nodes. Just before we begin, I want to tell you that if you are new here, I am uploading daily videos about useful tips inside Blender 3D, including smart features, add-ins, adjustments, short tutorials, breakdowns, and more. So if you want to be better every single day, subscribe to Graffinity to not miss valuable daily lectures about 3D rendering. So the first step is getting the graffiti texture, which is quite simple since you can find it on the internet pretty easily. Ideally, you should find a graffiti texture with transparent background with an alpha channel, because it is necessary for this project. Optionally, you can use websites like Adobe Express to remove the background for you. Now let's switch workspaces and go to Blender 3D. I will use this pre-made setup to show you how it is done. So the first step is to create a new UV map. The reason for that is because we want to scale and move the image texture without affecting the already existing wall material. So go to Object Data Properties and create a new UV map. Now add the graffiti texture to the shader editor. Now we have two UV maps, so we need to tell Blender which UV map will affect the graffiti texture and which will affect the wall material. And we can do this by adding a UV map node and plugging the output into the image texture's vector input. Then go back and choose the UV map that we just created. Now do the same thing for the object material by replacing the texture coordinate node with the UV map node. This time, however, you need to choose the UV map that is responsible for displaying the wall material. Also, because we want to have more control over the graffiti location, we will add a mapping node between the UV map and the texture. Now, with the graffiti UV map selected, we will unwrap the object again. If you increase the scale with the mapping node, the graffiti texture starts to tile, which is not what we want. So go to the image texture and set the extension to clip. Now the texture is not repeating, which is exactly what we wanted. Now it is just about finding the right place for the graffiti to be displayed, which you can do either by moving the UV map or with the mapping node. We have the material and the graffiti texture where we want them to be. Now we need to combine the graffiti texture with the diffuse image texture of the brick material. So add a mix color node and plug the diffuse texture from the wall material first. Then plug the graffiti texture into the second socket. Now we have combined these two textures into one, and to make it even better, we will plug the alpha channel into the factor, which will mix only the graffiti without the black background. And that is all. You can also change the blend mode to overlay or multiply, but I think the mix blend mode works quite well. That's all from my side. Share this video with your friend or someone who will find it useful and comment on what the next video should be about. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you in the next video.